Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, September 23rd, 2021, 8:22 a.m. Eastern, 6:22 a.m. Mountain Time. I chit-chat with my friends for the next 8 minutes. We may casually look at charts. Official coverage starts in 8 minutes, but we'd love for you to hang out with us the whole time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know if that AV is okay. Good morning, Tammy, Cassia, MG, Night Truck, Roger. Yeah, Toby killed it with the thumbnail, huh? He's so good. I love his aesthetic. Slightly obsessed with it. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate it. Hey, Sean. Hey, Magnus. We have jobless claims due in 8 minutes. Jobless claims due in 8 minutes. It's always something, isn't it? FOMC, whatever. Evergrande. Now jobless claims, always something. Did anyone have a great day trading yesterday or anyone struggle? How was your day with FOMC yesterday? Did you survive? Did you take tips and tricks from the pregame? Did you take tips and tricks from Dan or the TCG room? Hi, Adrian, John, Hams, Raw. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I really appreciate the support. I try hard every day to bring you value. You're getting up early too, so I want to bring you value so you keep getting up and hanging out with us. If you're interested in my chart setup, it's on the screen. I actually forgot to type out these, but this is the CM Ultimate RSI time frame by Chris Moody, and this is the Squeeze Pro by Makito. Yeah, wasn't it good? That was a real good one. Yeah, I was posting Hood on Twitter actually, and I was just telling my husband this morning I didn't trade that one well. I made money, but I took profit too soon. Hood was a little confusing for me yesterday, which it happens. So here I posted we had a 15-minute inside bar on Hood and we broke bear. So I was watching for a candle break above this line and I wanted that hold of 50 RSI. So it broke bear, but it didn't break 50 RSI. So I entered and I knew we were looking for hourly high or low, which MG, you pointed that out too. And I got in and I took profit on this red candle right here. And I missed this big run up. And of course, the overnight, we had a bigger move overnight. It's giving it a little back right now, but I missed this end of day move. This red candle got me out. I don't know that I regret it, but RSI was above 50, candle closes above 50 MA. I didn't use the tools that I teach to stay in a trade, but profit is profit. Awesome, Rod. That's good. We have such a good team in TCG. Love everybody's call outs. We have jobless claims due in 5 minutes. I'll officially get started then. You did all right? Well, that's good. Yeah, Dan was trading Lucid. I didn't touch that one. I had a wrong read on it a couple weeks ago and decided to just stay away from it. So again, my chart setup is on the screen. I use TradingView to chart. I use Thinkorswim and Tastyworks for my brokerage platform. The story of the day is hourly uptrend. We can keep it that simple. Hourly uptrend. What's up, Joshua? Coop, let's go over Coop. That's nice and tight. Got a little bit of a megaphone. We must have an outside bar somewhere. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, it got clipped here. So we have this action. So we're stuck within this range. So we could end up down here or here. The bulls and bears are basically duking it out. That's the unscientific answer of this. But I like that we broke yesterday's candle low and then we still bounce, but we do have an upper wick of profit taking. So again, not a ton of clarity. You can make it as simple as over 247 bullish, below 242.85 bearish. Good morning, Mohammed. The day trades were rough. All right, Sean, let's look at Netflix. Netflix looks great. What an outperformer. Weekly bull flag potential still. So we held the 0.382, which is at 56324 on a pullback. The 8 EMA, we touched it, kissed it, and then a long lower wick of bulls buying the dip. So far this week, we have changed the daily trend. We got a higher high now. We got to get the higher low. On the 4 hour, beautiful. Now, on this type of move, I always caution we could go sideways today. So this was one mega move. 3% day is a big day on a market cap name like Netflix. So we could go sideways today, but that would still be a victory for the bulls. Levels to possibly bottom fish 587.73, but I would not top fish. Hey Judd, hey Wave, hey Callum. All right, let's look at Dow. We'll get started in 2 minutes. I was looking at Love earlier. It looked great. Excuse me. Okay, I think I caught the mute in time, so you didn't have to endure that cough. We are trapped below the weekly 21 EMA on Dow. On the daily, we've done some good things. We've gotten over the EMAs and the 50 moving average. We tested 41.77 and we pulled back with an upper wick so far. They're treating this like a triple top. So key is getting over yesterday's high. Looks like it shouldn't be a big problem. 41.40 is your key support. Get over yesterday's high and make this more believable that you got that daily higher high, then come back, get a very shallow pullback, and then get that higher high trend change confirmation, and then we're looking good. So you see all the steps that the bulls still have to do because they've been in the doghouse for so long. And so just be careful that this doesn't turn out to be something like that. Yeah, Snap is great. Snap is a swing report name because of this squeeze, key hold of the 50 MA, beautiful trade. We're up nicely on Snap in the swing report. It looks great. However, it had a big day yesterday as well, along with Netflix, so we may see some sideways action today. So if any name had a strong move yesterday and goes sideways today, if the market's pulling back overall and your name goes sideways, big victory, big victory for your name. All right. Tesla. I'll look at Tesla at the end, Tammy. All right, so ES, if you're interested in my chart setup, again, it's on the screen. I go over it every day. Okay, let me get this off. So I made it simple. I didn't type out a lot of things. I guess I should verbally say some things. So let's scroll out. Look at the daily. So on the daily, we got a 50% retrace. What that means is we've negated the possibility of a bear flag. Now, we could still absolutely roll over, but the odds now favor a higher low. I'm in drawing HE double toothpicks. So we're looking for a higher low now. Now, does it stop here or here? Will determine its strength. But actually, if we lose the hourly trend, you can zoom out and do another game. It's not a game, but where you say, okay, the low of the reaction, the high of the reaction. So now the line in the sand is 43.85 to hold, so we could possibly get an hourly bull flag. If not, a 50% retrace would be a deeper retrace, meaning it's not as healthy. So I got some notes for today. Didn't make them into a cute slide, but here's my notes. So for today, we've got headline risk all day long. I happened to get up very too early this morning at 1:15, and Evergrande news came out, and we got this big spike. Let me show you. It's actually really clear on Nasdaq. We got this big spike here. I posted in the room. I posted in Twitter. I was going short on this blow off top. Consolidate, spike up, bad Evergrande news, and then down we go. So I'm still in a short. I've posted my entries and exits on Twitter if you're interested there. So I'm just trying to feel my way on what I'm comfortable posting in the room versus what I'm comfortable posting in Twitter. I am very cautious when I post live trades because I know some people will blindly follow me, which is not good. But I was posting 3 hours ago. I was shorting that blow off top. So that's what happened with Nasdaq earlier, in case you were wondering. When you see those big spikes and a big upper wick, you can consider that a blow off top and then enter short and then put your stop above that wick. So we have headline risk all day long. It is my opinion you should size down. When you have variables, well, every variable is outside of your control besides your stop loss entry and exit. Everything that happens in the market is outside of your control. So it's my opinion to size down when we know we have even more variables in this world. It's hard to play individual names bullish if the market is pulling back. Of course, with the exception of money badgers like Bros or names that are not heavily weighted in an ETF. So in my opinion, if we're going to have a down day, it's easier to short the indices versus stock picking. So I'm going to clear these off, everything but Apple. If we have a down day, I'm just going to focus on the indices and figure out which one's the laggard, and I'm going to short those. That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan all day long, is I'm looking bearish and I'm only looking to short the indices. If we get an hourly trend change back to the upside and we put in our hourly high or low, then I can go do some of my stock picking. Clues as to whether a pullback is healthy: volume and depth of pullback. And then finally, always watch Apple. All right. Ronnie, that's funny. Okay, so let's go back to ES on the hourly. So what we're going to do is, if we lose this hourly uptrend, we would pull a fib from here to here to tell us is 0.386, where the 0.386 is, so we know what's healthy. So anything above 43, let's make it simple, 43.75, and it happens to be where the hourly 50 MA is, go figure. 43.75. As long as we stay above that, bulls are in control of this dead cat bounce because they've proven themselves with a 50% retrace. Let's go look at Nasdaq. I think I cleaned that one off, so I'll have to pull it again. No big deal. So 50% retrace on Nasdaq. So we've eliminated the high probability of a bear flag. We have enough room for a high or low. Where she stops, nobody knows. So we'll be watching the size of this pullback, RTY. And I'll come back and give you key levels. We're getting macro level. You see how RTY's bounce is coming up over that 50%? It's a little healthier. And we're getting over those daily EMAs. That's pretty constructive for RTY. YM, you can tell that it just hasn't had the strength that the other three have had. I guess we got up to, we're not touching that 50% yes. So if we have bearish Evergrande news, I probably should be shorting YM instead of Nasdaq because it's just not as strong. You can see that we have lower volume, but remember, bulls don't have to bring volume to see price float up. All right, so we went through the whole fib, song and dance, and what's healthy, what's not. If we're looking short, I suggest looking at the indices, look at your SPY, your QQQ if you don't trade futures, options, puts, SPXL, SQQ, whatever floats your boat. So now I'm going to dig in and give you hourly levels. So resistance 442475, support 4401, Nasdaq. Resistance 15310 and support 15177, RTY. Resistance 224570. And I would say your support is not as clear. We have a level here from 2228 and then down at 2210 YM. This bounce actually looks pretty healthy too on the shorter term time frame, but not on the larger one. We haven't hit the 50% retrace. So high 34452, support 34238. Bitcoin. Oh, thank you, Judd. I appreciate the numbers, Judd. I appreciate all of you all the time. You know that. Okay, looking at ES, do we have a big reaction? No. We're having a bull bounce. I would say this is constructive. Here's where the data was in here, and we're having a little bit of a bull bounce, but I wouldn't get excited unless we get over that hourly high. That high of 442475 Bitcoin. Bitcoin hourly. I'm looking at my shorts right now. I have some shorts on crypto. This is looking good. We have an hourly inside bar forming. The high 43840, support 43388. So we have plenty of room for a higher low compared to 4309673. If we can get through the high of this candle 43840, then we've put in our hourly higher low and we can go look to tackle that higher high. Ethereum inside bar, high 3092, support 3043. I've got to say something that I did not type out. That we have to continue to remind ourselves. Evergrande news. Each time we get Evergrande news, the reaction will become more muted. So it's just noise, 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 noise. And then every time, think of it as if the market is turning down the volume button on the Evergrande squawk box. So they're just turning down the noise. So we were at 100 decibels when it was coming out. Every time, okay, 90 decibels, okay, 80 decibels. It would have to be some surprising news at this point because the market has been coming back. It's been pricing in this Evergrande debacle. So remember, the market just keeps turning that volume down. Think of it just turning a knob every time we get it. No, I haven't gone over SMH yet. So I didn't introduce myself. I always wait a little bit late, but I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis. You have landed on the pregame show, and I go over the Fab Four futures, crypto, commodities, movers, and shakers of the day. We have awesome mods in the room that will answer whatever questions you may have that come up about what I'm discussing or anything related to the Chart Guys. And then at the end, I save a few minutes to go over your request. And if you say, no, I need my request answered, well, then you join the Chart Guys, and 3 times a day, we go over your chart request within reason, but we go over your chart request. Okay, so getting back up here. Ethereum 3150 is your resistance, support 30423, then 3035. And we're getting an hourly inside bar right now. So the bulls are trying to shake off this bearish overhang from the latest Evergrande enlightenment or piece of information, whatever you want to call it. Gold got a spike out of that little bit of fear that came into the market. We're looking for an hourly higher low now with the size of this bounce. And then we got to get that higher high to change that trend up and over 1777. So from here on out, the rest of the day, your key support 1760, resistance 1777. Oil. There's lots of oil headlines this morning about BP unable to deliver oil to the United Kingdom possibly. Just lots of oil-related headlines. Today's Thursday, so it's nat gas inventory at 10:30 Eastern. Be aware of that if you're trading nat gas. Nice lower wick of bulls buying the dip on this 4-hour candle, but still has hour and 20 minutes to close. Key resistance 72.54. And then your key support is 71.61, 72.54. That's your levels. That's your Darvis box, and this is how you judge how the day is going. Are we above 72.54 or below? Are we below 71.61? Then we go bearish. As far as our view, doesn't mean we have to take that trade. Apple. So Apple has, did we do it? Yeah. We filled this gap yesterday. We're coming into a downtrending 8 EMA. We didn't have a lot of bull volume yesterday. We know the bears don't have to bring, or the bears have to bring volume. Bulls don't. We are not at the 50% retrace. This is key information for our day. SPY, if you just go do the fib retrace on SPY, it's going to be wrong because you had a dividend backed out of it. So on Apple, this is definitely weaker than the market. So I give it a big W, not as in a winner, W as in weaker. This is weaker than the market. So I am looking short on Apple today. It has been a laggard to the market. But I prefer shorts on these dead cat bounces that have lasted 2 days at this point to be 4-hour overbought. And right now we're just hourly overbought. So see that 4-hour, we're not overbought. Now let's go look at that hourly. On the hourly, we are. So your pre-market high is 147.68. So I could go set an alert here and say, okay, tell me when we get to 147.65. And I'm just going to say look short. Doesn't mean I'm going to go short. I'm just going to look short. Okay, so you see that alerts up there. Then the next level, this logical, would be up at 149.30. So this is key in my opinion. So again, I'm adding to the story of the day. Apple has a smaller retrace than SPY, and that is critical as to the direction. If we could just go ahead and get that 4-hour overbought, get on up to 149.30, then we've negated the possibility of a bear flag. We have not negated that yet with Apple. They need a couple more dollars to do that. Affirm. Weekly inside bars. So do y'all remember this name? This was another John's Charts call out, which was beautiful. This right here, these hourly inside bars, we played them as a room last week. A lot of us did. And then now we have weekly inside bars, but they're still pretty far apart. 104 support, resistance 115.41. We're testing it right now. I wish we had another week of an inside bar. Give me a triple, and then that would be a high conviction trade for me playing that break. But we're up near the high 115.41. If the market is pulling back, I don't think this is heavily weighted in any ETF. Let's see. Yeah, it's not. Affirm can do its own thing. So even if the market's pulling back, it doesn't have a serious impact on bullish trades like this, but it can just squelch the Momo, like suck the oxygen out of the room. That's probably a better way to state it. So I like Affirm to the long side for this weekly inside bar bull break. Hourly is not overbought. 4-hour not overbought. So come on, give me an ideal play. Come back over, give me a higher low today. Then tomorrow we could lotto this. So I'm going to write this on the chart. I'm going to leave this. Come on, give me my heart's desire. CRM. Already went over Netflix at the very beginning. CRM raises the fiscal year 2022 guidance, saying that they think they're going to make more money next year than they are this year, or at least what they had initially put out. And we're having some serious bullish Momo. High of low bar setup. Now CRM will be impacted by the market. So if the market starts pulling back, this will be a tough bullish trade. We're up 3% in pre-market. I think this still could have some juice in it. So I'm looking for a high of low bar trade or a back burner trade for CRM. Prefer high of low bar, DLO. And so if you're new here, I stay on for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then we go live in our chat room at 7 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Eastern. So on Thursdays, it's Denzi, so we flip over to there, so that's why it's only 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, this is not the ideal, it's not the ideal daily falling wedge. You want to see it typically at the bottom of a downtrend, but this is definitely a daily downtrend. I just wish it was coming from a steeper pole, but forget the wedge even. It has a daily inside bar. Part of my scans that I bring y'all every day is I am scanning for names that have inside bars and have ATR times 3, meaning that it has a big average true range. I'm looking for higher beta names that can give you some serious momentum to the upside or downside, so you're not scalping for 5 pennies on a $60 stock. So that's how I scan for the names. So what I'd like for this thing to do is come back to mama. Come back in here. So support 60.31. If we could come back to even $62, what's the bottom of this body? 62.64. Wait. Yeah, 62.64. If we could just come back to the body of this, this may be a good dip buy. And when I'm doing speculative trades like this, where I'm judging for an area versus an exact price level, I size down. If we're coming into that, what was that trade the other morning that was so good? We were looking for 320.30 and it came to 320.50. It was a perfect bottom fish. Those I'm going to go heavier because my stop is nearby. When I'm judging an area, I don't have a stop nearby. So I like DLO, and I'm only looking long because of that falling wedge. So if the market is pulling back, I'm going to be more careful. Etsy, double daily inside bar. We looked at this one yesterday and it was a big dud. Didn't do anything. Why? Because it was inside, or was it the day before? I'm sorry, I'm getting my days confused. Yeah, it was yesterday. It was a dud right here. So now we have a double daily inside bar. So don't be a double dud. Etsy, resistance, 221.37, support, 217.38. Would love a pullback to the 219 area, 219 for a potential long within this double daily inside bar. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, FIVN. Oh, yep, Lamb, thank you. It was mRNA. You're right, you're right, you're right. Okay, so this is not my normal call out. If you follow Sarah the Strat, she is the broadening formation queen. She's just a queen in general. And so it's not my normal thing that I go looking for, but when I see it and it's so obvious, I can't help but call it out. That's ugly. So we don't have the proper amount of touches, but I'm just looking for the possibility of this. So what that means is we have a daily inside bar to play on FIVN. Resistance, 171.19, support, 168.31. So what I'm looking for, if we get an inside bar bull break, I'd be looking for some profit taking right above 176.50, and same thing to the downside, right below 162.77. Does that make sense? Because what the megaphone does is give you price targets of a bull or bear break. And I would say this is a really good broadening formation example of how to trade it. Is use it for target practice. Doesn't mean we're going to make it up this high, but it's a good visual for you to just start getting these patterns imprinted on your brain. Okay, double daily inside bar. Do y'all see a theme? Okay, this name, I tried to trade this the other day. What day was that? Right here. I dip bought it, and I was not prepared for the spreads. I should have watched it a little longer. I made like 80 bucks on it. But this is a huge IBD name. People love this name, so I would only be looking bullish. It has a squeeze. It's holding that holy grail of strength of 50. We're at 51, double daily inside bar. I like this to the long side, and I always forget to say Queen of the Mountain, but I like this as a Queen of the Mountain. I like DLO and Affirm for Queen of the Mountain and CRM. Etsy, not as much. NTLA. Y'all, I told y'all I have a theme today. This is below the EMA, so this is not as ideal for a double daily inside bar. I don't want to deal with baggage overhead. We got to test the 50 RSI. We got to get over these EMAs. Nice tight range for you to trade nonetheless. Resistance 152.18, support 147.02. I've got my Thinkorswim stuff on, y'all. Sorry. Look at this squeeze. Ooh, doggy. Love it. Roku. Now, Roku, if you break my heart today, you are going in the trash pile for a while. So, I like Roku for a long, but Roku loves to do what? Everyone say it with me. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. So, when you have a name that loves to give up gains from the day, you have some seasoned bear sitting up here saying, give me 335 and I'm going to pile in. But let's see if the bulls can take their face off. Let's see. Our 30-minute is overbought. Hourly's overbought. Give me a high of low bar setup is the only way I would take this trade. If you just rock it at open, I'm done with you. Give me a 2-minute high of low bar trade on Roku to the long side. All right, zoom. This name, now talk about a disappointment, but I'm looking for the psychology of this to stop the dribble. Daily inside bar, we held 273.50. We've got a high compression squeeze forming, which can break either way, but we're getting tight. We got some pressure built up on Zoom. If you're a seasoned Zoom player, you may be able to get some mileage out of this move today. SPY. Come on. Shimon. Michael Jackson. Shimon. All right, here's your resistances and support. Yep, Roku is upgraded. I had it on my chart. That's why I brought it up. Yep, upgrade. Thanks for reminding me of that because I didn't scroll out and look at my notes. But that's why it's on my watch list, is because it got a big upgrade to 365. I like when the upgrades are pretty substantially above the current price. Means a little more. Okay, there are your QQQ levels. And I have a couple minutes to answer a few of your chart requests. PLTR. I like this chart. Wait, okay, we got an inside bar bull break. The bulls didn't have enough juice to keep it going, so we got to be careful here on this one. 4 hour, I would be looking only to bottom fish a higher low on the 4 hour for a PTLR long. Okay, but you ask about weekly. Inside bar, we're within last week we had a very bullish week. The bulls are just taking a breather this week, in my opinion. Resistance 29.29, support 25.03. NVIDIA hourly. Yeah, you don't want to be coming from a downtrend for a cup and handle. And a cup and handle is called a cup and handle instead of a W and handle because you want to see constructive, rounded type price behavior of a slow turn and burn here. And we don't have that. I see the psychology in what you're talking about. We could have an hourly potential bull flag. This looks very good. Key resistance is 224.10, not this 223.99. Got to take out both at once. Last one. Daily RSI is at 77, and we are at blue sky. Okay, blue sky breakout RSI is not as important. Potential 4 hour bull flag. These bulls may need a break sooner and later, so careful. Walk up your stops. Support is at 1650, 1460, resistance 1860, 1950. Okay, I'm just doing one more and I'm done. Nope, not that one. DOCS. I like DOCN, by the way. That one looked good this morning. Okay, trying for a double bottom. Obviously, I've charted this one. I have an alert set. 83.55 held. We held that 83.50 on that daily inside bar bear break, but this is not constructive. I mean, if it wants to come down to 83.55 again and give you another chance to bottom fish it and put your stop below 83, I like the risk to reward. But with EMAs overhead, odds favor you're going to get stopped out. That's it for me. Use stop losses, TCGers. I'll see you in the room.